Together online.
My questions are on my phone. That's the only issue.
We already got this. All right. So I guess I'll start off. So how do you like being in SF?
Bro, it's sick, man. Like, I love traveling. I don't like leaving my house, but I do love traveling. I like seeing different places and different cities and shit. And San Francisco is pretty as fuck. I mean, it's like geography here is crazy as fuck. It's a cool ass city, man. It's a cool little spot. The bay, the whole bay in general, this whole area is it's a real sick place. Yeah.
And thanks for meeting with me. Definitely,
bro.
Just for real.
For
like
sure,
this is really cool.
Yeah, man. Hell yeah.
I saw you drawing on stage. Actually, what were you drawing, by the way?
I was drawing on stage.
Yeah.
Oh, I think somebody this girl asked me to just like sign her I thought it was a notepad at first, but then I like halfway through I realized it was like a black book. So like I was confused as to like, should I sign anything or like draw something?
No, you were drawing on there for like 5 minutes. You were kind of faded, I'm not gonna lie. You were up there for like...
I was hella faded. Yeah, that's for sure. I was hella faded.
I remember we were talking and so like this is your first tour. Like how do you feel about like playing live? Or your first tour like around here?
Yeah, I love playing live. I've done like hella shows. Like I've just never really strung them all together back to back like this before. So that part is a little different. Like like just trying to make sure that like I try to like give the same energy in each city. And you know, whether when the venues are smaller than the others or the crowd or the poll is different, like that kind of stuff doesn't really matter to me. I really just like I like being on stage, you know what I'm saying, and like hearing my music out loud, like for the most part. Sounds pretty self-centered, but
what was the push to go on tour now as opposed to any other time?
Shit, bro, I'm getting older, man. I ain't getting no younger. And yeah, the bro father a few months back, he was like, yo, like this winter I'm gonna do my small little like, you know, West Coast tour thing that he kind of does. He does one of these every year. So I was like, yo, I'm like chilling, I got free time, I'm actually in a position to like be traveling around and shit. So I was like, yo, let me make sure to definitely try to go and get on there so I can, you know, like we were talking about earlier, like see people that like, you know, have probably been trying to see me for, you know, fucking 5-10 years now or something. Like actually give them opportunity to like, you know, hear my shit like in person and give me the opportunity to like you know, just be around a bunch of different energies and meet new people and shit like that, you know.
Yeah, like I remember when you announced the tour, like that day I was like literally thinking like, when is Ethereal like gonna come to my city?
Yeah,
like that was such like a like specific point of like idea, but yeah. And like a lot of people know you for like so many different things. Like how do you choose your lineup, like the songs that you choose?
Bro, it's honestly hard because like I do have a lot of different music, and so that's kind of the tough thing, is like trying to gauge like, you know, like what crowd wants to hear what. Like it's like, oh, should I play more rap shit? Should I do like more jungle stuff? But realistically, I just kind of want to make it into two separate tours. So like we're just kind of doing the rap shit now, and then in the springtime we're gonna try to circle back with like this more, you know, like this other side of music that we've been like working on.
Yeah.
Father's like really getting into it. I've kind of always, you know, a lot of people know I've always been into like that side of music, and so have the homies, but he's just actually in that point where he's like just ready to try some new shit. So we're about to release.
And you guys played some of like a track last night, right? That
Yeah,
was,
he
like,
played one of his new tracks that he's been working on.
And like what like kind of inspired this like this new wave of, or I guess not new wave, but like what inspired you guys to kind of have this push of like this more electronica music?
Well, I've been telling the homies for some time now that that's where music is gonna go, you know. People are always annoyingly talking about how like saturated hip hop and rap is and all that kind of shit. I mean, all music is saturated. Music is there's billions of people on the planet. There's millions of people making music all day. So it's like you can't really say a genre is gonna be saturated or like oversaturated. I mean, or like, you know, but we can say that things move in like, you know, phases, and so something is telling me that like the next part of the circle is gonna be like electronic drum and bass. And I was saying this in like 2020, 2021, and then like last year Pink Panthers came on the scene, which is super cool. I always shout her out because I really love her music. And she kind of like bridged the gap for the younger generation who never really like listened to that shit, you know, or they only know it as video game music or like Powerpuff Girl theme song music. And it's like, it's a act, you know, like they're seeing that it's like an actual thing. And like, so, you know, I knew that there was going to be some artists that would like bridge the gap and bring it over here like in a bigger way. And it's cool to see.
And there's so much history in like drum and bass too.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, especially with just like, yeah, man, it's like it's a really, really cool genre. And yeah, it's got a deep like background with like how it was formed and how it came over here, and well, how it was already over here, to be honest. And you know, like when people have a thought, like if I have a thought and you live across the world, like there is a chance that that shit can travel to you, you know what I'm saying? And then you will, you know, like you're like, damn, how did I just start thinking about this? That's like just how the human mind works. There's like science on that shit. But so yeah, there's like, it's just, yeah, it's cool. Like the history of drum and bass.
Do you have any like favorite drum and bass artists? Like how do you feel about like Goldie or like Tom and Jerry?
Of course, yeah, Goldie, bro. Like, I mean, he's, you know, he's the GOAT, and you know, he's a cool dude. He was like a young black dude, came over here, was like making goals and like just like making that shit pop over here. And like that's like, you know, I kind of like relate to that in a way, you know.
Yeah.
And so yeah, Goldie, Pushay, like all the metalheads folks.
Definitely.
Yeah, Pushay is probably one of my favorite artists. Fucking DK, J Majik, Ronnie Sai.
Do you like the also like the video game like producers as well? Like we have like Soichi Terada with like Ape Escape, which actually just came to SF like a month ago.
That's amazing, bro. Yeah, like because okay, so that's like, and that's why I can't fault the younger generation or people who are just not privy to drum and bass. Like I can't fault them for thinking it's video game music, because like, I mean, when I grew up, honestly that's how I got into music, was through video games. Like there's games like Ape Escape or Sonic Adventure 2, or you know, just these games that like I would be playing, and then like I would find myself like I'd like pause the game just to like sit and listen to the music. Bro.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
You know, like on the old games.
Yeah.
On the old games that had like the BGM, like background music menu, and you could go and listen to the soundtrack of the game. And like, I would stop playing the games and just go fucking listen to the music.
Yeah,
and, like,
I would do that all the time with the Streets of Rage.
Yeah, bro.
That soundtrack was so good.
Yeah.
While on the topic, what are some of your favorite games? Just like growing up. And
Um,
why is one of them Shenmue?
bro, because that's like the goated game, bro. It's so broken and just like beautiful, bro. It's like a I don't know, bro. When that game came out over here, bro, it was like mind blowing. You know, like we didn't really have games like that yet. Where like, I mean, at least not to my knowledge, where like it was real RPG, like not turn based RPG, but like you're fucking walking around as this dude, like going to work, like you know what I'm saying, doing chores and shit like that, bro. Like I don't know, that just like
You're like talking to people.
pleased my young brain so much. It's like, bro, this is so fun, like forklift driving and shit like that. Shenmue, fucking Gran Turismo is probably at the top of the list because
Really?
yeah, it's just a game that got me into cars and taught me a lot about cars. Gran Turismo also has a really sick soundtrack, and that's another one of the games that really pushed me to like get into production. It's like I'll just like sit in my room and just like drive around on the game all day and just like listen to the music like
That's amazing.
for hours, like hours, bro, like so many hours.
I see that you have that whole like car setup in your room, right?
Oh yeah, the racing sim. Yeah. That's honestly, I mean, that shit is like, it's so much fun, bro. It's like, it's really a good investment if you're like a person who's into spirited driving, and like, it's just, it makes it safer, bro. You know, you can like, clearly you're not gonna wreck and kill yourself. You just reset, you know. It saves money on, you don't break your car, you don't fuck up tires. That's where all the money goes in that shit, bro. It's like, you know, like tires, shit breaks, you know. And like the thing is like, you could go to the track, you could like spend like months getting ready for a weekend to like take your car to the track and hang out, and then like you get there and something breaks and it's over with, you know.
Yeah.
Whereas like on the racing sim, it's just, you know, it's just there. And so it's been getting a lot more realistic, and it's honestly like as realistic as driving now. Like if you have the right setup, like there are pro drivers who on the off season they like practice on
Really? So
like,
pro
that
drivers
keeps
are
them
on the
like,
sim.
oh yeah, bro, like that's what the new Gran Turismo movie is about. I just watched it. It was pretty good. It's about how they started their GT Academy, which is, it was something that was like, they were basically like, yo, there were people on our game that are putting up lap times faster than fucking professional drivers. And our game is very, you know, they know that they have their shit mapped to a T, where it's like the track is just like the real track. So the dude was like, yo, I want to bring in sim drivers, put them in real cars and see how they can do. And like that shit has blown up since then. They do every year. That they're in the Olympics now. Like that shit's like racing simulation is like a whole sport now. It's pretty cool. Yeah, it's pretty sick.
Fuck. Is your Nissan, the teal truck, is that the daily driver?
That was the daily, but the miles are low on that thing, so I might try to like not daily it.
Fair.
But I also want to turbocharge it, which is cool, but it's like if I do that, I'm definitely gonna like something's gonna, you know, like I'm not gonna blow the motor up, but like I'm just trying to figure out what I'm about to do with it, basically. Like, so I got this Subaru now.
Yeah, I saw.
That's kind of been the daily, which is backwards. That definitely shouldn't be.
That's why I asked if the truck was the daily, because there's no way the Subi's the daily.
Yeah, I've been dailying that, but the truck has been overheating. And right before I was supposed to leave on tour, I was I almost had it figured out. Like I was about to fix it, but then like I didn't have enough time to. It's just like it's like a simple hose that needs to be replaced. There's like a hole in it. So when I get back home, I'm gonna fix it, and then I'll probably be driving that again.
Nice. It's nice to have like anything. I mean, if you're constantly focusing on music, it's fun to have like a hobby, but like also be what's the word I'm looking for? Productive, you know,
Yeah,
with
bro.
that. Like you can work on a car and then
Yeah.
feel like you got somewhere with it. There's like an end goal, you know? So,
cause yeah, it's like, you know, I've been doing music for so long. It's getting harder to do it as constantly every day like I used to. So like you said, having a hobby that like I can fall back on and like not like crash out, like burn out, you know, like start fucking just like, you know, it's like good to be able to have something that I can like be like, all right, you know, I'm gonna go over here for a second and work on this. And it's still like, that's also inspiring me when I go back into music, like to have shit to talk about, you know, like just like, you know, like content and just yeah, it's just sick, man. Like bouncing back and forth between the things, which is kind of what I'm doing right now. So that's kind of why people don't hear from me for a minute music wise, is because like I'll kind of be consumed with this other side of shit, and then like, so like now doing this tour is like made me, you know, feel like, all right, like I'm ready to really get back on the music side of shit. So that's been sick.
with the music, and you were talking about how you and Father are leaning more towards jungle, or like with a new sound with this project or whatever's coming up. How this has always fascinated me with artists trying something new. How do you try something new with also sticking true to yourself and like your sound, you know?
That's a good question. For me, it's like I just make sure to add elements of stuff I've already done into it. So it's like if I mean, it's a little easier for me because like I produce my shit. Like, so it's like I try to like, I'll try to use like a melody I've used before, like interpolate it in a different way, or like try to like redo a drum pattern I've done, or just like it's just like kind of leaving callbacks to yourself.
Like little Easter eggs.
Like to me that's the easiest way. I mean, that's like the best way to like try to branch into something else without coming off as like disingenuous, or like you know, it's just like still try, like motherfuckers like go and make some different shit and like forget like themselves.
You know
what I'm
see
saying? Like,
that a lot.
They just like get consumed by whatever they were, and it's like they don't even have pieces of themselves in it. You know what I'm saying? Like where it's like, so that's kind of my main thing, is like whatever I do, I try to make sure that like
you're still you.
Like, you know, I still have like me in that shit. You know what I'm saying?
How different is it to like, because you're known both for your production and for your rapping, you know, or for your like vocals. How different of like a mindset are you in when you're in like a production mode and like a rapping mode? Is there any difference, or is it?
It varies, because there's times where like I like don't want to rap at all. Like, I'll go months without like even thinking about rapping, and I'm just really into making beats, like, and then like, and the thing is like, so they'll have waves of the type of beats I want to make. Like sometimes I want to do like R&B type stuff, like, you know what I'm saying, I like to work with a lot of R&B artists. I just like producing for that genre, because it's like it gives me a chance to be like very melodic and like kind of show like shit that I know about music. And so I'll like go on a bender of like, oh, I'm gonna only make this type of beat, or like, and then there's sometimes where like I'm making stuff and then it like actively inspires me to want to like either like get on it myself and rap, or like Yeah, so it's like it kind of bounces back and forth, but yeah, for the most part, I just try to like make stuff, and if it like makes me feel something in that moment, then it's like, yeah. But I also know that there's stuff that like I've like put away for months or even like years, and come back to it and like was able to like come at it in a different way, and then it became like a way better song, or it became something that I didn't even realize it could be when I had first made it. You know what I'm saying? Like, so.
That was gonna bring me to my next question of, when you're producing, do you know, oh, I'm this beat, I'm gonna get Father on this beat, I'm gonna get Tommy Genesis on this beat, I'm gonna hop on this, like, where, or is it just whatever happens?
It's kind of both. Yeah, good question. I love these questions. Yeah, so it's like sometimes I make shit for people, specifically for people, like, which is what I try to do mostly. Sometimes I make stuff for people, and then sometimes it just kind of like, as I'm making it, I'm like, oh, like this would go perfect for this person, or I should send this to this person. But it is also very hard, because sometimes it's hard to choose who I want to like send it to and let them vibe to it, and then sometimes like I want to keep the shit for myself. You know? Like that's the biggest thing, is a lot of the times like I'll kind of like have not been making anything for a while, and then I'll like get back into making stuff, and then I'll like make something so sick, and I'm like, damn, like I'm supposed to be making this for somebody else, but like I'm actually about to keep this. I'm like actually about to keep this for myself. Like, so yeah, it's funny. Like that Kanye line is a very real thing. Like, definitely try to save like the best beats for myself.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Do you have any like tips for any like producers that are like maybe like are you willing to give any of your like sauce to anyone on the interview?
I mean, shit, man, the sauce is, bro, like just fucking do it. Like find a style of music you like to listen to, bro, and then like, you know, add that with just like, I don't know, man, you gotta like, as you get older, you travel around and you do things, you'll like, those things add to like our output. And yeah, my best advice, bro, is to like to just try shit, bro, and to just literally keep going, because like, yeah, man, it's like, it's mind-blowing how many times I've like wanted to quit music, or just like, and that's not even from like, oh, nobody's like listening to me or anything like that. It just was on some personal art, like, oh, I don't feel like I'm making the type of shit I want to make, or this or that. And it's like, that's good for you. Like, going through those like trials is like how you fucking like sit with yourself, and like when you go through that type of shit, then you come out on the other side and you're like, okay, like that's really what I want to say, is that's where the big separation happens, is like whether you're gonna keep trying this shit or whether you give it up. And sadly, a majority of the people give it up, not realizing, like that meme, bro, like that funny ass meme where like bro is like
the digger,
digging, and he's like
the
so
diamond.
close to the diamonds, bro. Like, it's that shit is a real ass thing, bro. It's like, sometimes, bro, like shit could be like right on the other side or some shit, bro. Like, you literally just gotta keep going, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying?
When you're in these like blocks, like creative blocks, writer's blocks, or whatever, like that, like a lull period, what type of sources do you draw from for inspiration? Is it like, are you looking at yourself? You know, are you trying to get in tap with yourself? Are you listening to other stuff? Are you going for walks? Or like, what is it? What do you, I don't know.
I'd say the healthiest thing would be to get in touch with yourself for sure. Because that's just, you can't help anybody if you haven't helped yourself.
Yeah.
And so definitely like get in touch with yourself first, but then just try to like build a friend group, you know what I'm saying? Like it's like that's good for you, man. Like just having people that like it's not about leaning on them or anything like that. It's just it's just like shared energy. And yeah, find you something, find a hobby, bro. That's the main thing. You gotta find a real hobby that you find, some shit that you like. People are scared of like either trying stuff or I guess like doing stuff out of the norm, but it's like, fuck that, bro. Find you something you like, and like when you do that shit, bro, you'll like release so many like just like old feelings and bad feelings and shit like that. Like it just kind of naturally, like, what I'm saying? Like, so it's like that's my main thing, bro. It's like yeah, sit with yourself for sure, but always try to like have you a hobby, bro, that you can like when things get too crazy, you can just go sit and do. And yeah, a network, bro. Networking is like not networking in the sense of like going out to the club and trying to like get people your fucking mixtape and shit. Not like that. Like just building genuine relationships with people. Like like just like meeting somebody out, like you're walking past some dude and they got the fucking same shoes as you. You just strike up a conversation.
Yeah.
You see somebody with a car that you like, and just like it's like that type of shit is like definitely it helps in so many other aspects of like, if that's what you're trying to do, if you're trying to build yourself up, it's like those are the little things that can that's how it was for me. It was just like not being afraid to like talk to people when I was going to different cities, different countries and stuff. Just being you, like staying true.
Yeah. Keeping it organic. You talk a lot about energy, and you definitely come across as a very spiritual person. So how is that something like that's come on as you've aged, or have you always been spiritual like that?
I think it was definitely something that came on as I aged. Like I think I mean, maybe I've always kind of been like a spiritual person, and I know I've always kind of been able to feel energy for sure. Like feeling like energy in situations and people and rooms and shit like that is for sure. But it definitely, as I got older, it just got like a lot stronger. Like those like receptors to that type of shit. And so it's like that's also kind of why I do like kind of keep to myself, because like I get a little overstimulated sometimes. So like it's like, but then that's something I'm working on, is like it's just like kind of fucking like, gotta live your life, what I'm saying? So but yeah, I'm a big believer in energy, in the idea of a shared energy throughout like all species, like everything, even fucking inanimate objects and shit. Like it gets deep, like it's crazy. Yeah, man.
That's awesome. Well, you're talking about getting older. Last night on stage, Father kept like between the breaks of songs, he kept. Well, first of all, he was hammered. I want to put that on the record. He was drinking a lot.
On the record.
Yeah, we gotta put that on the record.
Slammo.
Yeah, he kept taking shots. People were handing him shots on stage. It was great. It's fantastic. He kept, during his little breaks between songs, he was talking about like getting older, and then he was like, "Oh, I made you grow a callus, like a soul, like a metaphorical callus around your body. You become harder." What are some lessons you've learned getting older, like personally, and also you've been in this industry for so long, like aging in this industry, how I'm sure your perspective has shifted a little, or has it?
Fuck yeah. Yeah, man. The industry, bro. I mean, the industry, the world, and any industry you're in is is industries are interesting things, and so yeah, like whether it's like the fucking sports industry, the medical industry, they're all going to kind of have a spectrum of like what you can do and where you can go. And it's like the music industry, I will say, is that one is it probably is one of the most how do I put it, it's one of the, it has the most like just the effect, like it can either make or break you, you know? And so in order to kind of protect yourself from the bullshit of like your job, you got to kind of like build up this, you know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure that's what he was probably getting at. But as you get older, you also start to like, you know, you don't really put up with bullshit, so it kind of comes down in a way, you know, which is why he was able to be up there like chatting like that. Like he don't really ever do that. Like he don't really like
that was great.
I mean, he shares with his fans, but it's like this tour has definitely been very existential for him, and he's been like chartering new waters and discovering things, I guess. So it's like yeah, it's actually cool to see. And yeah, like the industry, it can definitely fucking give you a tough skin, but like yeah, you just gotta have a like, you gotta have a like a support group in that shit, you know?
Yeah,
people you can talk to, and like yeah, people that just won't let you do like stupid shit or sign up for stupid shit.
Yeah.
How do you feel that like the nature of like music streaming has kind of changed since like you started making music? Like how do you feel like SoundCloud and Bandcamp and like that culture has like kind of like been to like now?
Well, it's bittersweet, because we were, you know, like not like we were the motherfuckers, but we were one of the groups that were like proponents to showing people that instead of like shopping your shit to a record label on a CD, or like, you know what I'm saying, like sending your shit to a radio station 100 times, like, or just put it out on the internet and talk about it so much until people get into it, and then they talk about it, and then the people that they get into it talk about it. And so I'm that's why it's bittersweet, is because I love those, I love what you know, things like SoundCloud, Bandcamp did, and I guess are kind of still doing, but it's also, you know, capitalism, and like, you know, like shit, end of eras and stuff like that. So it's like it's cool to see where music went, but it kind of sucks to see how they're kind of like just crabbing with the streaming shit, you know what I'm saying? It's like, I mean, realistically, like 0.0003 cent for like, you know, a stream. It's like, I get it, it's not physical and all these things, and it gets so deep, man, but it's also just kind of stupid, because it's like, you know, like you couldn't, back in the day, you couldn't like you couldn't price something based on like, all right, well, this person's gonna play this CD and estimate it, you know,
yeah.
And now they can, and so, but like everything, bro, like, you know, new shit will come around, a new way to release music, a new way to do music will come around, and all that shit will start all over again, you know, like some new kids from the younger generation will come out and fucking show everybody this wave, and then that's the beauty in it. So,
you guys were like the kings of DIY. You did it all literally in the house, you know? And now I feel like it's gotten, with the introduction of like TikTok, there's so many overnight success stories. And I feel like it's gotten easier to a degree to like really, I don't know, make the music, 'cause people have like BandLab on their phone with all these presets that can just bang out a Yeet type song in 30 seconds, you know? How do you, like, do you think it's possible to blow up the way you guys did? Or not even, like, do you think that route is still attainable now? Or what is, I don't know, what how do you feel about that, since you guys put so much effort into your craft and now it seems like it's gotten diluted a little?
I mean, I feel like I'd be a hating ass old head if I said like, no, like we did it that way and it's only us. Like, cause I mean, there's probably motherfuckers before us who thought that, you know what I'm saying, they blase blah. So it's like, I do think we did it a very, like, what we did was like very special, and I can't say it can't be replicated, but it was definitely done in a very certain way that, like, you know, maybe we might not see for a long time.
Yeah.
And like, I mean, I feel like we even still see the effects from it. So that's like the coolest thing to me, is just like knowing how far the branches rippled, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like how far the waves like rippled out, and seeing all the shit that, like, you know, it's like stuff that people will just point out to me and they're like, yeah, you know, this is how the trickle down effect happened. And I'm like, oh damn, like I didn't even think about it like that.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Like, so.
And you started making music in like high school, right?
Yeah. Like, so like fucking 07.
Yeah. And that's when you met like a lot of your like crew starting out.
Well, Micah Freeman, who's also an awful, we went to high school together, and I when I moved into downtown Atlanta, like a year or two after I graduated, that's when I started running into Father and Keith Charles, and like we just started kicking it from there, and like, yeah, just we were around each other like every day from since then. So it's like type shit.
Micah was, I mean, not that you can really answer for him, but like, he was a skater, right? And then was
This is a
six skater. Yeah, I know. And then
he was like pro and shit.
Was getting him into music hard, or what? Cause like, was his heart more on the skating, or was it more in the music?
It was more in the music.
Oh,
which is crazy.
Really?
He's literally he's like a beast skater, but like he really wanted to do music.
Oh, that's fire.
And he's super fucking good in music too, and we really wanted him to do it, so it was, you know, but he does still skate. He skates like in his off time and shit, and I'm always trying to get him back into it, honestly. So
yeah.
It's like, yeah.
I know you and him, I heard this in an interview at Ruin Skate Shop. There used to see Yellow Wolf.
Yeah, that's how I met Yo. And
okay, how did that work? Like, that's two opposite sides of hip hop to me. So did that relationship ever extend into the music?
It did. Most of it's like unreleased. But,
yeah.
I mean, he honestly took me under his wing, like as like a OG, like looking down to a younger male, like showing me the game, like when we go out, like, this is how you move at the club.
Yeah.
This is how you stay safe. This is how you fucking do this, that. When we go to the studio, like, you know, just showing me like the ropes and shit. And yeah, that's like the big homie, man. He's like he like really looked out for me. Like,
that's tight.
Just randomly met him. Like he used to come because, you know, he's also like a fucking monster skater.
Yeah.
So he used to come in there and get boards and get his shoes and shit like that. And like Micah used to be like, yo, you know that dude raps, and like he's sick. All these people are, you know, he's like shaking hands, taking pictures with all these people. And we just went up to him one day and just like, yo, what's up, bro? Like, you're cool as fuck.
Yeah.
He just like, we became friends. It was cool as fuck. Like he started looking out for us. We'd pull up to our skate sessions, and we'd hang out, like skate and fucking get us weed and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's cool, man.
That's what's so sick about Atlanta. I feel like there's so much music jam-packed into that city that like you're bound to run in to somebody with like-minded interests, you know? So that's so cool.
Yeah, definitely. It's a special place, bro. It truly is. Like, I'm glad I'm from Atlanta, bro. I wouldn't honestly wouldn't want to be from anywhere else. I'm just gonna grab my weed truck.
Oh no, go ahead.
Roll up before. But yeah, Atlanta, man, it's a fucking sick place, bro.
Is that an SP404?
Yes, sir.
That's amazing. That's crazy.
SP.
We were talking at the venue last night, and you were telling me how you prefer to be in like the background of like, cause like you've made some hits, like you made some tracks that done numbers, but you're telling me like that you prefer to like stay in the background. Like, why is that?
Yeah, because man, like you know. Oh, thanks. So it's like, you know, the limelight is cool and all, bro, but like that shit can also just be very stress inducing, you know. Just like I don't know, man. It's a very it's like a very, again, it's bittersweet. It's like, yeah, like being known is cool and, you know, having all this acclaim, but it also can be scary, you know. And like yeah, I'm just kind of I'm honestly like I'm naturally an introvert. Like, people think I'm an extrovert, but like I'm really like a fucking, like, I just be chilling hard, you know what I'm saying? So that does get tough, and so yeah, it's just like playing behind the scenes is a lot easier. It's a lot easier to move around, less politics. I think I'd say that's the main thing, bro. It's like politics are like politics are in everything, you know. And but yeah, being behind the scenes, I just have to deal with less of the runaround, the rat race, you know what I'm saying? Like the fucking, just like, yeah, the rat race. Yeah.
With that, like, how do you feel about because you've been a part of like a lot of people's stories and like starting up, like how do you feel because you're in like kind of the background, like maybe like sometimes interviews kind of being like Cardi centered sometimes?
Yeah, like I mean, it's like that's usually normally why I don't do interviews, is because like people don't have good questions like these, you know what I'm saying? Like where it's like, and I get it, because shit happened in a way where it was very mysterious, and we are very like closed off about everything.
Yeah.
Nobody kind of really got an explanation on like, oh, does everybody still fuck with each other? Does everybody, you know, all these things. And so I do get it, and I do try to answer those questions, like sometimes, like just to ease the populace, or like the consensus, I guess. Or but I mean, I like I don't mind it, you know. It is a big part of my life, and like, you know, like I feel like I did a lot for him. He's for sure definitely done a lot for me. So it's like I can't really hate, you know, when I'm asked about anybody I've worked with or anything like that, because, you know, that's kind of why all this happened and why it worked. And so yeah, you know, it's like,
So a step beyond Cardi, in your Instagram bio, there's awful, and then after that, there's opium. And I've seen some speculation online. People are like, he signed to opium. Some people are like, he's not signed. I don't. So I mean, I just wanted to, if it's all right with you,
yeah, of course, yeah,
ask what the deal is with that,
bro. So like, I'm one of the first people that knew about opium. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so it's not really that's the thing with me and Cardi, is like we're like actually friends. You know what I'm saying? And so
there's history there.
There's history.
Yeah.
And like it's like I don't feel the need to, like, when I'm with this man, like want to take a picture with him. Right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and that kind of stuff throws off the younger generation, and because they're kind of a generation of proof.
Yeah.
You know? Like we need to see, you know what I'm saying? And so it's like I be getting it, but like that's the main thing is like that we are on some shit like that where like I don't need him to like be hitting me up constantly, like, you know what I'm saying? Like whenever we chill, like that shit is like two brothers like who just left each other, you know, yesterday. And like yeah, like two years ago, when he hit me, he was like, yo, I'm in Atlanta trying to link up with you. And I pulled up and he's like, yeah, I'm starting this thing. Like, hope you in it. And I was like, all right, bet. Like, so that's really what it is. Like, it's not about it. It's not about it. And again, like, I don't sign stuff anyway. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, this is just more just organic, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I mean, I'll probably end up producing for some opium artists at some point or something, but that's just my fam, you know what I'm saying? That's just the homie, and like, yeah, that's the bro. I mean, and eventually we're gonna do some. I'm trying to get this man to do like we're gonna do some Fantasy Factory type shit.
Man, it's so.
Yeah, he wants me to run that side of the shit, so it's like, you know, motorsports and fucking.
That's sick.
He knows I ride bikes and do all this shit, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
He's always like, yo, E, I see you doing your little hobby and shit, you know what I'm saying? He's like, that shit's so fun, bro. So it's like, and that's another thing is he knows, like, you know, like, I'm just like, I like life, bro, and like, I like doing a lot of shit, so it's like, to be in the music industry like that, you kind of gotta give, you know, a lot to it.
Yeah.
And, it's just not for everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, and so, yeah, man.
It's so cool to see where everybody from Awful kind of like has wound up, because it wasn't just one genre, it wasn't just one type of person in the group. There was really a mixture of everything, you know?
Yeah.
You have Tommy Genesis on the Lana Del Rey project.
Bro.
Abra was working with Bad Bunny.
So crazy.
Yeah,
bro.
it's
so proud of him, man. Like,
sick to see if Faye Webster's killing it, you know?
Faye Webster is
insane. I saw the shirt.
Bands yesterday, right?
Bro, yeah, that was like legit mind blowing. Like we were just shopping. Like me and father were buying shoes, and I'm sitting there and I'm like, damn, bro, like whatever is playing on the radio is hella familiar. And then I stop and listen. I'm like, bro, this is Faye Webster.
Yeah.
Like this is the homie, bro. What the fuck? And so it's like even shit like that, bro. It's just cool as fuck, bro. Like just like I feel very grateful for the life that I chose, or the life that chose me, or however you want to look at it. And like, yeah, bro, it's like just to, I mean, even that, bro, like just to know that like like I could like help bring a Faye Webster to a point where everybody can get to like experience her art is like, that's like enough for me, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't really need to like fucking be any bigger or be at any other level. It's like doing stuff like that, bro, like knowing like in history, like if people care in 100 years or 200 years, just looking back and knowing like, oh, this dude was a pivotal piece to fucking like, just like, you know, like, because who's to say 50 years from now who Cardi influences, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
you can already hear his influence, and that comes from yeah, it definitely is the trickle down.
It's just
effect.
like the biggest gift, bro. It's like at the end of the day, I can sit back and think like, damn, bro, like I kind of like really help like shape some shit, bro.
Yeah, you really did.
That shit feels good to like, you know. That's kind of why we're here, bro. Is to like live our life and leave a mark. So
yeah.
And I feel like I got my main. I'm like fuck yeah, I made my mark, bro. Shit feels good, bro.
Also with like Flo Milli too. Like how did that whole like Flo Milli situation happen?
Bro, that was crazy. Yeah, the song, like she just recorded like a little remix, like a little demo, put it out on SoundCloud. It started going super duper viral, and yeah, like a label hit her up and it's like, yo, we want to push you. They hit me up and we're like, yo, it's your beat. We want to get everybody paid. She got me paid, and like, shout out to 4 million, man.
Yeah.
For real, bro. Like, so it's just shit like that, you know, like came from a song that was 4 years old, you know. Like that song was like, yeah, it was just cool. That's when it really showed me how music can work, you know. It's like somebody took a song of mine and revamped it and gave it life for, you know, another however long, you know. So
yeah,
that's just a really good feeling, man. Yeah,
that song was huge. I could not escape I got cash from my head to my ass. Everywhere I went, I heard that, and I was like, oh wow.
Do you have plans on working with Millie again?
Oh yeah, for sure. I feel like definitely whenever I get around here again, probably try to sit down and really work something up. So
yeah. Well, back to everybody in Awful kind of like branching out, or not branching out, but like everybody's solo career is going crazy right now. It seems like. What's the current state of Awful Records?
That's actually a really good question to ask, and a good way for us to bring it all together. I can't say too much, but like we got some big stuff planned for 2024. It's a 10-year anniversary of when we kind of all came together and started hanging out and decided to do this. So we have a festival plan. We got a pretty big festival plan, and yeah, we got a lot of ideas in mind. Gonna try to really just treat the fans and treat everybody who's showed us so much love, like over, you know, this past decade, man. It's even crazy that we can say that, you know, a decade. So like
hip hop turns 50. A decade in that is insane.
Yeah. What time is it?
So we should probably wrap this up.
Yeah, bro. Bro, this has been fucking a pleasure, man.
Of course,
honestly, bro. I wish I could chat longer, bro. Like,
I mean, next time you're down, if you're down.
Oh yeah, for sure, bro. We can make it a thing. I'll come back and give my report.
That would be wonderful.
Report on the status of everything. You know what I'm saying? Like,
please.
Yeah, man. Fuck yeah, bro.
I brought something. I was wondering if you can sign something for me.
Fuck yeah, bro.
Could you be able to sign?
This shit too, bro. Wow, bro. I never even finished this one, bro.
No way.
I'm gonna go home and start this shit, bro. Like, wow.
Can you sign that for me?
Yeah, brother.
I haven't even finished Shenmue 2 yet either. I'm like close to the end.
Bro. Bro, where should I sign?
Yeah, it's 2 on the front. Did you play Shenmue 3?
Oh, I heard about that one. That one's like on PC and stuff, right? It's like,
yeah, I mean, I think it's on console now too. It's so much different though. I mean, it's not that. Actually, no, I wouldn't say it's so much different. It's just plays a lot like old Shenmue. So it's like people, if you're trying to get into Shenmue, like Shenmue 3 is like not the place.
Yeah, it's like not the one.
It's because it like this game has aged like milk, but it like if you're about it, you're really about it.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, this one, I definitely got to crank that up, man.
Dude,
that's amazing. That's so cool.
Hell yeah, man.
Shit. All right.
Bro, this was sick, bro. Thank you.
Thank you for coming.
Hell yeah, for sure, bro. Hell yeah. Appreciate it. Glad we got to lock in, bro.
So am I.
Definitely.
I'm very glad.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much. This has been the Ethereal interview.
Thank you.
Yo. Alright. Bro, that was sick, man. That was amazing. Fuck yeah, bro. I'm really glad I got to do that before we go, bro. Like, seriously, like, that shit just made me feel real productive and accomplished.
Nice.
Real shit. So appreciate y'all for even taking the time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No,
and also waking up and doing this shit for me, bro.
Oh, for real.
Of course. We're we're jet lagged as fuck. So every time we wake up, I realize instantly, I'm like, oh shit, it's not 12 o'clock right now. It's actually 8:30 in the morning, and the people who live here are fucking sleeping.